Hello, Robbie, Susan Chandler here. Isn't that a lovely card? I wanted to show it to you in the dark so you could see exactly what the card looked like. But and let me introduce myself. I'm Robbie Susan Chandler. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Quincy, Florida, right outside Tallahassee, Florida. If you're interested in coming to in-person classes and you live close to Tallahassee, I hold classes every 2 weeks in my home. So let's get started on this lovely card today. Like I said, I showed a short video to show you what it looked like in the dark, but here it is in the light of day, and this is the way it looks folded up. But you open it up, there's a top flap, let me turn it that way, and then this bottom flap here, and it's an easel card, so it sits like that. Let me show you sideways. These easel cards are really kind of hard to show when you're filming like this. And you know who I am, so I will move that out of the way right now. So this is the way it stands up, and then you just slip your little tea light in here. And let's see if I can give you an idea of what that looks like. So your tea light, see it right there shining behind your shepherd. So when you stand it up, it looks like that. And I showed you the little video of it. So let's look at how we make this card. It's really a very, very simple card. Oh, and while I'm talking about the Shepherd's Care, which is a stamp set, here's one that I made earlier using mostly basic beige and gold. Here's the inside. And I'll put a link below to my video for this one because I already have this video posted. All right, let's get started. I started with a pretty peacock base. And this is 11, here's my paper, 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. So this is basically your stand-up part of your card, like that. And then the part on the front is another piece of pretty peacock, and it's 4 1/4 by 5 3/4, and you score it at 1/2. So that half mark score brings the front down to 5 1/4 by 4 1/4. And I wanted it as wide as my card. I didn't want to make it a little bit narrow. Besides, this piece is 4 inches wide. And speaking of that piece, this is 4 by 5 1/4, and this paper is this gorgeous Season of Elegance specialty designer paper. Now that piece in there is really pretty, but wait till you see these other pieces. Let's see how many of them I still have that I haven't cut up. All right, we've got this old olive piece. You know, let me turn this over to the shiny side. Here we go. These are the basic beige pieces, and they're beautiful. There's 2 designs of that color. And here's a cherry cobbler one. Let me make sure. Yep, cherry cobbler. And this one is old olive. Let's see, here's the other basic beige. And then we have a darker green. This is mossy meadow. And then we have the piece that I used, this one, which is pretty peacock. So this is a gorgeous set of paper. If you're hunting some paper, that's something to really look at. All right, and now this piece is a piece of vellum, and it's 5 by 3 3/4. Now on this piece, I heat embossed in gold. I used my Versamark, and I used gold embossing powder, and I stamped the shepherd on there. And I heat embossed him. Now he comes from Shepherd's Care. That's the set here. And let's see, what else do I want to say about that? Oh, and one last piece. This one I didn't show you. It's actually, let's see if I got it in here. Oh, I didn't put it in mine. It goes, oh yeah, I did. It goes right here. And the reason I put this piece in here is so you could write a little message to the person you're sending this to. Let's see, it's kind of hidden right there. Now you could put it up here if you didn't want it to show more, but I just chose that spot. So this was cut with the Countryside Corners dies, which I'm going to show you that in just a second. All right, let me put him out of the way for now. All right, these 2 pieces I put together like this and laid them on my cut and emboss machine. Now these are the Countryside Corner dies that I used to cut it with. And this is the Countryside Corner set. Now you notice I just laid all of them down at the same time. And that way when I cut it, it cut this piece right here, which is the centerpiece, and then it also cut this bigger piece. Now when you finish cutting it, let me remove these. Like I said, this piece you need to save, and I taped these together so they wouldn't go flying everywhere. This is Post-it tape. I love it because it doesn't tear. So see, you have these pieces left. This one you're going to use. This one you can save for another card and use another time. Here's the big piece that we need for the bottom that we're going to be putting this piece on. And then I had these two pieces left. There's my tape again. This one we don't use, so you could use it with this piece. But this is the one we're going to cut the piece on earth out of. So I just stamped my piece on earth, and it actually came from Christmas Labels. And the reason I used this one, it was bigger as opposed to the one that came in the Shepherd's Care. It was smaller, and I wanted it to make a bigger statement instead of the little tiny one. So here's my piece on earth, and you just, after you cut this center out, you remove this piece because you want to save it. Then you put your die on here, and you have your piece on earth. And that way you're saving a lot of paper. All right, so let's see how we put this together. Where's my shepherd? Here it is. All right, so the first thing you do after you cut these, you want to put this, your shepherd, between these two pieces like this. And I've actually done that here. So you just glue it in there. You can see I put it between the two because I didn't want this raw edge showing on the back. And then I needed this piece for the front of my easel. So here's our shepherd. And here's my card base. And I've put this piece in already. Now this is the part you've got to stay clear on, because if you put this on the wrong part, it does not go up here. If you put it there, you don't have anywhere to put your tea light. It has to go on the end of the flap, right there. So let me put a little glue there, and we'll put that on there. So, alrighty, and just, you want to just kind of fold it right here, and put it right up to there. Now, don't go past the score line, or it will not fold. It's better to be a little below the score line than past it. All right, I think I've got it lined up. Now we're just going to pull this flap over, press it down, give it a good squeeze and hold it good. Of course, I had a little ink ooze out, glue ooze out right there, but we always do that, don't we? All right, so see, here it is from the front. Here's your inside. Here's your card front, and it just folds out like that. Now I put both of my cinnamon and the piece underneath it on dimensionals, because this is what I call my stopper when I do an easel card. And you just decide how far up you want your card to stand, and that's how far back you'll put your piece on earth. I'm just going to go about right there. All right, and see, it holds it nicely right there. And then I just put where to put my tea light. Just slip my tea light right inside, and let's see if I get it to show for you. And there we go. Isn't that the coolest thing? And it's so easy to do. I love this card, and it's a really nice card maybe to send to a pastor or your church friends, and something they can set up for display. So I hope you like my card. I've got links to all the supplies I use down below, and I would love for you to subscribe to my channel and like my video. And if you need a demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. So until next time, happy crafting. Hello, jumping back in for a second. I realized after I stopped my video, I left something off. Can you figure out what it is? Yep, my star. So let's put it on real quick. I just cut this out of gold, and it's from an old set. Let's see, what is it? It is Stars at Night. I don't have it over there. It's from an old set called Stars at Night. And to glue this on, I just put my glue on two of the little points, like that one and that one, and just laid it right here. Yeah, you gotta have your star. How in the world could I have forgotten that? So there we go. And as I said again, please like my video and subscribe to my channel. And again, until next time, happy crafting.